Hello everyone, as usual, it's Thursday, it's live trading room together with the trading pit and Lachlan. Hello Lachlan, how are you doing?
Went very, very well. I'm looking at the market and it's very confused. So we are in for quite an exciting day. There's, there's no doubt about that. Quite an exciting day.
I already had a conversation with Lachlan. Lachlan is expecting a lot of interesting stuff to happen today as usual. So guys, I'm not gonna take a lot of time away from you. The quick thing which I want to remind to all of you is that right now we are having a futures campaign. You have a chance to buy a futures account and there is no activation fee. If you buy the futures account before 31st of January, there is going to be no activation fee. You can pass it whenever you want, take your time, and there is no activation fee. It's waived. So if you want, you can visit the website of the Trading Pit and check more details about it. Lachlan, I'm giving the word to you.
Sounds great.
I know there is a lot of interesting stuff going on, so not going to be taking any more time.
Very good. All right. All right, mate. What I'll do is I'll turn the webinar on. So hello, everybody in the webinar. Hope you are fantastic. Now, what I'm going to do is Christian has just wished us the best of luck for what is probably going to be quite a volatile little session. The markets effectively don't agree with each other, which always leaves us in an interesting little spot. So can I, as first and foremost, I make sure that those in Zoom, your chat function is activated, so you will be able to jump in. Guys, jump in and give me a quick confirmation that you can definitely hear me. I do believe you can. I do believe that everything is bopping along. G'day, Steve. G'day, Suzanne. How are you? Jiz. G'day. All right, we've got good sound. Danilo, good evening. Good morning. Sorry, it's almost evening here. It's obviously morning where you are. All right, we're good. All right, so guys and girls, we're going to get a wriggle on. The reason being is that the markets are very confused. Very, very confused, as is I think most people in the world as to what is going on. So let me just jump into the charts, and we'll go from there. Marco, how are you? Martin, how are you? 4:30 in the morning where you are. Wow. So guys, so I should say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Ash, I'll say Ash, how are you? I hope you're brilliant. Chilly over here, Martin. It's just above zero here. So, so perfect. Justin, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. So, guys and girls, we're going to get on with it. We've got a fair bit to cover in the charts today, so we will get rolling. Now, my first observation, guys, we do have a webinar for you tonight, guys. So 30 minutes after the TTP session, guys, we're running a webinar on how to set your trading KPIs correctly. So if you are wanting to come along to that webinar, guys, and you don't have the link, please reach out. We'll make sure you've got that. Guys, the theme of the webinar we're going to be running tonight is basically trading is not easy, but it is simple. So trading is not easy, but it is simple. And may I suggest, guys, having done this properly since 2009, guys, going to say consistency is the key to success in trading. Guys, and if you want to see an indication of that consistency for what we do, guys, please jump onto our YouTube channel, guys, and have a look at some of the YouTube shorts, and you'll see that consistency, guys, over and over and over again. Katerina, how are you? I hope you are absolutely fantastic. So, guys, we're going to jump into the live trading room today. The reason we're ultimately going to do that is because of the 4 reasons that I put on the slide for you here. Ultimately, guys, what we're focusing on is immediate proof of performance. The reason we want that is it builds confidence. The reason we also love live trading rooms is there's nowhere to hide. So there's no forecasting, or there's no, oh, geez, I wish I'd have bought Bitcoin when it was $1 kind of stuff. It's the beauty of what we do. Cesar, Guten Morgen. Can I remember back to my German lessons? I can't really remember back to my German lessons, but I do know that means good morning. That means good morning. So, guys, today we are running the live trading room. Yes, we are running the DAX 40, which is a very, very popular, very popular market for the European traders. Guys, now the beauty of the live trading room, guys, we've got an AMA format, which means that you can ask us any question you want about what we're doing today, guys. And when I've got time, I'll jump in and answer that for you. Please be advised, guys, please be advised, we do run 5 live trading rooms per week. Now, we've got that for the European Open. We've also got that for the US close. As the US closed this morning, I've had a look at the screenshots. It looks like they picked up around 17 trades, depending on how you trade the markets. So, guys, what it means is the US close normally gets more trades than we do. It's significantly faster. If you are in Europe, guys, if you are in Europe or you are in the US close is really, really good fun to trade. Guys, we run a live trading room for the US close as every single day. Now, with all of that said, let's move on. Guys, now compliance, very, very important because a number of you are from Australia. Guys, we've also got some Kiwis that are logging in and happen to be the two strictest territories for compliance. So first and foremost, guys, we're going to be trading futures. Some people are trading CFDs today. What does that mean? There's 2 risks, guys. There's a risk of making money and also a risk of losing money every time you take a trade. Because we are trading on margin, that means we borrow money. What does that mean? The risk is higher. So we have a greater risk of making money. Sounds pretty good. We also have a greater risk of losing money, which doesn't sound very good. So what does it mean? We are professional risk controllers, guys. And every time we take a trade, I'm going to give you an RCP or a risk control point, right? So that's where I would start to reduce or minimize my risk. Guys, also, guys, a lot of the traders with us today are going to be using a 2-target strategy where they will put their first target at the risk control point, and then we're going to go for a long range second target once our risk is neutralized, guys. So I'll explain that throughout the session as required. At the end of the day, guys, it's all about make as much money as you possibly can while controlling your risk quickly, and we've been doing that. Guys, I've been personally doing that since 2009. We've got pretty good at it now. So again, if you've got any questions at all, please don't be shy. Now, as further to that, everything we do today is general information only. Past performance of all financial products, guys, we can no longer use that as an indication of future performance, which is a shame, guys. But if you do want to look at what we're doing, please go to YouTube, as you'll find us on YouTube. Lars, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. So guys, next one, market risk factors, because we are trading over the internet. Guys, ultimately, the internet will give us a variation. So I'll do my best to call you in and out of the market as per the 101 education strategy, which is the Samurai video day trading course. I'll do my best to guide you in and out, guys. At the end of the day, again, we'll do our best to control risk, do our best to control targets. It simply means your performance may be slightly different to other people. That's it, guys. Your performance may be better than other people. This is not necessarily a negative. Now, guys, my history very, very quickly. I'm the head coach, presenter, and system architect, guys, at Samurai Day Trading. I started in 2009. So, guys, 1st of August 2009, as I started my journey as the owner of trading schools. I do specialize in futures trading only. Guys, we've got clients at the moment. Samurai's got clients in, at the moment, 12 countries. Guys, I've trained people in up to 22 countries. Samurai is building quite quickly. Guys, I did do all the mathematics behind the Delta V1, V2, and V3 indicators, guys, as well as the efficiency strategy and what we call CSA chart analysis as well. Okay, now I'm an Army veteran. I also spent 15 years in the Australian Regular Army. I did get decorated, guys, as a result of going overseas quite a few times. Apart from that, guys, I'm a husband, a father, a uni lecturer, and I love adrenaline sports. There is no question about that. Guys, in Japan, we focused very, very heavily on skateboarding. As you may or may not think that is an adrenaline sport. But basically, over here, it's all about skateboarding and skiing. Skateboarding during summer and skiing during winter. Now, if you want to follow us on social media, guys, basically at Samurai Day Trading, everything, guys, I've got a very, very heavy focus on YouTube. So for those of you that do want to study some of our past videos, even like just the last 2 to 3 weeks worth of trading, guys, best way to do that is to jump onto YouTube. If you've got any questions at all, guys, about anything we do today, I know that email is very old-fashioned, but if you do have any questions, guys, info@samuraidaytrading.com. Guys, particularly if you want to join in the free membership, guys, we have a free membership where we introduce you to what we do, invite you to webinars, such as the webinar we're running tonight. So that raises a very, very big point. If there is anyone out there in the world that wants to come to the webinar tonight, if you have not registered, guys, it's a webinar regarding KPI, guys, key performance indicators and how to set trading goals correctly and similar things. Guys, if you haven't registered for that, it is completely free. Guys, I'll give you the link. You can register and you can come and say hello. Speaking of that, guys, we do run a monthly trader support meeting. So again, if you're looking for support out there in the world, jump on the front page of the Samurai website. As we run a support meeting on the last Thursday of every month, it's completely free. There's no obligation. We run through the charts, guys. It allows you to ultimately build knowledge and expertise, guys, around what we do. And ultimately, what do we do, guys? We focus on what we don't focus on what doesn't work, and we do go in the LTR for 90% strike rate every day. So that's ultimately what we're going to be doing today. So what to expect, guys? The purple boxes. That's how we're going to be laying out our screens for today. Guys, on the left-hand side, there are the 12 strategies I'm going to be most focused on. Guys, all the way down the bottom there in green, we always let the market do the heavy lifting. Guys, always let it do the heavy lifting. What does that ultimately mean? We're going to let the market generate the signal for us, guys. Provided it generates a really, really good signal, we'll take it. If there's anything a bit dodgy about the signal, we won't take it, guys. And I'll talk to you about the pros and cons as we roll through. So with that said, guys, let me jump into the live charts for you. I'll jump into the live charts for you. We'll come over, guys. We'll do Europe in a little bit. We'll start over here with the S&P 500. All right, so here's our little S&P 500. Probably the most important thing I draw everybody's attention to as we start is there is a super, super strong daily short on the S&P 500 that is already triggered in the European pre-market. So if you are a European pre-market trader, guys, if you are that person, guys, then you would be short already, guys, on either that little static bar reversal, or the static bar reversal before it. Okay, so this brings up a really, really awesome point. Just because we only run the live trading room for the actual European Open, guys, there's nothing wrong with you using the indicators to trade the European pre-market, guys, particularly if you are on the Nasdaq. As if you are on the Nasdaq or you are on the S&P 500. So there will be some traders out there in the world. MJ, how are you? There will be some traders out there in the world, guys, that are already short on the S&P 500. If that is you, guys, absolutely fantastic, right? If that is you, then I want you to try and stay short. That would be the goal. Now, for the S&P traders, Andy, how are you? For the S&P traders, guys, we have a very, very powerful 4-hour long here. Now, they're obviously leading into the close of Singapore. Right? So this is the close, or basically the start of the close in Singapore. So they've basically got a little bit of positive news that's come out, and we just cruised up really, really nicely. Now we've got up to a very, very key daily sell point. Obviously, the market is peeling away from that daily sell point. Note that the market, guys, is moving beautifully. Great momentum, loves turning on the hour. So you can see that we've actually turned short on the hour. We've turned long on the hour. We've turned long on the hour. So for those of you that might be new to what we do, we love the hourly turns, guys, because generally that's when the 60-minute traders come in. That's when the institutional traders will place their trades. And as it turns out, guys, we've got a beautiful momentum in the market today because the market is meticulously turning on the hour, running nicely, turning around, coming back the other way. So, guys, there will be a number of people that are currently short on the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. Guys, as we cruise up today, guys, what I want you to focus on, if you are a slightly more experienced trader, what I want you to focus on, guys, LRT, long range target. So the long range target traders, I want you to watch for 15-minute signals as per the 101 education course. Guys, if we start getting 15-minute trades, I do want you to hold them for a significant period. Down to the daily chart. What we must pay attention to is ultimately, as you see that little indicator at the top of the chart. Okay, let me put that little circle up there for you. So first and foremost, the sellers have basically cruised in a couple of days ago, pushed the all-time high on the S&P 500. Guys, then we've had a whole lot of selling come into the market. What does that ultimately mean? As we push back up to a very, very key sell point in the market. Not only is it a really lovely Fibonacci, but it is, in terms of pure price movement, it's a really, really good spot. It's a really good spot to be selling the market to the downside. Now, if we cruise down to the 4-hour chart, interesting thing about the 4-hour chart is that we are currently in a 4-hour long. So we're in 4-hour longs, but we're in daily shorts. So as we came into the market, guys, I said the market's a little bit confused. We've got daily shorts, we've got 4-hour longs, and if we go down to the 60-minute chart, guys, looks like we're about to set up a 60-minute short. So ultimately what it means is we're going to hand over the ownership of the direction of the market to the Europeans like we do in almost every trading session. We're going to hand it over and say, you guys show us what you want to do, and then we will basically follow. Now, at the moment, as for the 60-minute chart traders, you are 2 candles. So you are 2 candles into a 3-candle move at this point in time. So we may get a little bit of early buying in Europe before the markets do decide to turn and fall. For the S&P traders, as they may be using this Fibonacci just here. So I'm just going to tighten that fee down for you. If they are using this Fibonacci, then again, those people that wait for the touch of the 90% Fibonacci, then short under the 88.6, you guys would already be short on the static bar reversal I've just showed you on the 5-minute chart, guys, which looks like this. All right, so you would be short there, or you would be short on that 4-point turning bar. Either way, guys, the indicators are telling you to enter the market short, and since they told you to enter short, it's run short, which is good fun. Okay. Now, that said, now we know what the S&P is doing. Now we know... Okay, MJ, thank you. So for those that are on the NASDAQ, guys, so we always do the S&P first because that will ultimately determine what the NASDAQ is doing. As for the NASDAQ traders, we must have a look at the 4-hour chart today. Guys, that is an old but very, very strong 4-hour short. Note that these guys have got caught perfectly at Fibonacci, guys, and once again, they've turned on the hour, and since they've turned on the hour, they've run down quite well. That are not familiar, that little indicator inside the circle there is a delta V3. Can everybody see that little red circle there with the 3 around it? As it's very, very difficult for the NASDAQ to generate that signal in the European pre-market and the European cash. That represents a large amount of institutional selling coming into the market, guys, right there. So that being said, with the institutional selling coming in, as that means the NASDAQ has moved down more than 100 ticks since there, or more than $500 per contract. MJ, Michael, get him to press the bottom link. There should be 2 links. Yes, what Cody said. What Cody said. Now, for the Samurai members, the hard link for the Zoom is actually in the members area, so you'll be able to click on that. There shouldn't be a registration process. You should just glide straight through into the webinar itself. Now, guys, up to the daily chart. Again, S&P 500's in a daily short. The NASDAQ is not in a daily short unless we sell down a little bit further, which I've marked on the chart for you there. The NASDAQ 4-hour chart, guys, this is what we have to be acutely aware of. So the 4-hour chart has cruised down, failed at really, really incredible Fibonacci's. But again, guys, these guys are only 2 candles into a 3-candle reversal. What does that mean? They've probably got some more buying fuel in the tank. So if the Europeans buy, guys, it's likely we're going to run to the high side. If the Europeans decide to sell, they do look quite angry at this point in time. If they do sell down, then we're going to look at these key levels, guys. All the Fibonacci's are marked for you. What I do love about the NASDAQ today, guys, again, we always talk about draw your Fibonacci from left to right. Right now, again, my 4-hour Fibonacci here, I've adjusted this not to pick up this little peak, guys. So I haven't actually picked up this spike here. But you note that when we sold down, we failed at the 78.6 Fibonacci perfectly. So guys, my 4-hour Fibonacci is not 100% conventional today, but the failure points are looking really good. Okay, the failure points are looking brilliant. Down to the 60-minute chart, guys, obviously we're climactic. These guys are almost 3 candles in. Guys, almost 3 candles into a 3-candle move as per the rule of 3. So this looks a lot nice for the NASDAQ traders. You may be about to get a 60-minute chart, static bar reversal short. 15-minute charts, guys, as I said earlier today, for the long-range target traders, you're going to focus on the 15-minute signal formation. At this point in time, guys, if this candle closes strong, in 10 minutes time, we are going to sell down first before we come back the other way. Okay. Now, what I will be looking for, guys, on NASDAQ and S&P, what I will be looking for is a dual market agreement today. CNH, how are you? Hope you are fantastic. Now, again, guys, let's cruise across to this one here. This is the FESX. Really, really important, guys. FESX kinds of guides us on everything we do here. this stage tonight, we've got no European news. We do have US unemployment claims, guys, at 10:30 p.m. Tokyo time tonight. That is considered to be very, very positive. Guys, will have potentially quite a bullish impact on the market. S&P volume, guys, was 65,000, just cruising through to, it's going to hit around about 72,000 before we start. What does that generally mean? We're going to pick up around 8 to 10 signals today on the three markets we're looking at, guys, without trying very hard at all. So again, it should be relatively good fun. For the Europeans, guys, 6026 is a strong daily short. Guys, 6035 is a strong 4-hour short. Guys, we do have to be acutely aware, though, that the FESX, guys, is basically at its all-time high. We are just shy of the highest point the FESX has ever been. Guys, what does it mean for the FDAX traders? We're looking for dual market agreement, FESX to FDAX, in order to take really, really lovely reversals to the downside. All right, so that's ultimately what we're looking for. Now, again, for the FDAX traders, guys, I've left this on the 4-hour chart for a very, very important reason. Now, again, for the Fibonacci traders, we've drawn our Fibonacci from left to right. Guys, the anchor line of the Fibonacci will always be from left to right. If it's the other way around, generally speaking, your Fibonacci is upside down. Just be a little bit careful of that. I wanted to draw the FDAX traders' attention to the fact that we've already failed at the 4-hour 50 Fibonacci. This is normally where these guys are going to fail, guys, if they're going to fail anywhere. So what it means is that my 60-minute fib is going to have to switch back the other way. That's going to have to look like that, because if they fail at the 4-hour 50, they're likely to sell down to the 60-minute 50, which is all the way down here. Now, we don't know yet. Guys, we don't know yet. NASDAQ traders, you've just picked up a long, right? You've got a really, really lovely static bar long. So if you are trading the pre-market, guys, if you do trade the pre-market, guys, I just draw everyone's attention to the SBR indicator is triggered. That is a very, very lovely long if you're going for short range targets, guys, as we come into the European Open. Okay. On the daily chart, guys, really, really awesome little point on the daily chart. First and foremost, guys, for the ones that love Fibonacci, guys, right at the top of the screen here, the FDAX thinks it's in a monthly long trade because, again, it's failed at the 233 Fibonacci extension. Nice, failed at the 233. At this point in time, guys, we've got a really, really strong daily short. And so if the buyers were to buy early on the FDAX and fail, if we come and trigger this daily short, guys, we're probably going to fall down, guys, probably to that blue daily Fibonacci extension. Okay, we don't know yet. We'll wait for them to give us a lead. 4-hour chart, we've already spoken about that. Guys, 60-minute chart, we are going to end up with a 60-minute chart static bar reversal short. Nice, so interesting point. The buyers have just stolen the stair step, which means we are now for shorts. At this point in time, guys, the FDAX is loading a 60-minute chart static bar reversal short. What does that mean? It's probably going to go to a 60-minute Fibonacci, which is down to 422. So 422 will be a pretty key level for the FDAX traders. As we move in today, guys, the 15-minute chart, these guys are loading a swing trigger long on the 15-minute chart. So we may go long first, guys, then turn around and come back down. Either way, all we're going to do today, I know it sounds very, very, very simple. And very deliberate, guys. All we're going to be doing is following our trading plan, guys. We do it every day. It's the same thing. No surprises. We don't invent signals. We don't invent strategies. We don't put additional indicators on our charts. None of that stuff, guys, because ultimately we are very, very close to being pure price traders, guys, which means that generally we can be really, really consistent, which is ultimately what we want to achieve. Now, dropping down, guys, to the FDAX 5-minute chart. So we know, firstly, about the daily short. We know about the wow 4-hour short. So they've already triggered. CNH asks Fibs, you compare the 4-hour to the 1-hour to the 5-minute, 100%. Right. So I build the Fibs from the weekly chart down to the daily, down to the 4-hour, down to the 60, down to the 30, then the 15. By the time you get down to the 30s and 15s, you normally don't need any additional fibs. In fact, normally I get that low that I will start stripping fibs off because you end up with too many fibs on. So you end up with a lot of barriers to trade which psychologically does have an impact on your ability to trade. So one of the reasons, guys, we do target such a high strike rate is ultimately the only way to build psychology around trading is to be taking winning trades and making money. In any other version of the world, there'll be a lot of people out there in the world that are going to try and sell you some other version of the world. The fastest way to get a really positive psychology around trading is find a strategy that actually works, find a team that can show you how to use the strategy, and then go and get winning trades. And again, today, I will target 100% strike rate. I'll do my absolute best. How am I going to do that? I'm just going to follow the algorithm. It's no real surprises. We'll just follow the algo and we'll do our best. Now, guys, at this stage, with about 4 minutes to go, guys, 4 minutes to go until the gun goes, I would suggest, I said to Christian at TTP, just as we logged in, I said the Europeans are really angry, but no one else is. So what does it ultimately mean? Guys, the Europeans are cranky. We've already had a really, really awesome reversal. Toby, here's your reversal. We had a really, really awesome reversal. Guys, run down really, really nicely already. That's if you are a pre-market trader. Guys, not everybody does trade the pre-market. Anybody that is long on NASDAQ, guys, just a quick brief as we roll in. Guys, you might be long on NASDAQ. That's the static bar reversal there. If you are long on NASDAQ, guys, your first target would be 20 ticks. All right, this is for those that trade the pre-market using the indicators. Guys, the indicators run 24 hours a day. So if you are long, guys, on that static bar reversal, that little box, in fact, great opportunity to explain RCP. Guys, your RCP on the NASDAQ is 20 ticks. What does that mean? Once the market has gone 20 ticks in your favor, then you cut your risk off on your long range target. So you've got a target at 20 and a target at 50 will be probably the targets for today. Guys, so 20 ticks is going to be our risk control point. Guys, and again, if you trade the market, signal confirmed at 4:50 my time, picked up the buy orders, went through the 20 tick target, almost went 50 ticks, but obviously you have no risk. Peter, nice work. You've got no risk on the NASDAQ, guys, at this point in time. Mandy, you got 11 and 31 efficient off the candle. Well, fantastic. Well done. So if there are any questions today, again, I'm going to the opening candle. As I wait for the opening candle on FDAX to basically give us an idea of what it's going to be doing for the first kind of 15 minutes. Guys, once the 15-minute candle comes through, we get an idea of what the institutional traders will be thinking, and we'll just basically run in that order, and we go from there. Link to KPI webinar. Oh, that's a great question, Blas. There is a link to the KPI webinar, guys, because it's 30 minutes after we finish this live trading room today. Guys, let me get you that. So the KPI webinar, guys, the KPI webinar tonight is about basically how to set a trading goal and make sure the goal is done correctly. So again, there's a lot of really cool meaning to having a really good trading goal. Okay, so there's the link for everybody. Guys, it's free to join. We've got members coming. We've got non-members coming. People who are about to buy the 101 course who want to check, are we real? Are we real? They're coming to the webinar as well. So just like the webinar we did last Thursday, guys, anything we can do to help you move forward in the game of trading. Again, a number of people actually said to me, Lockie, can we set KPIs for 2026? Guys, so that's why we're ultimately going to be running the webinar. All right, now, as we roll into open, I'm thinking out aloud. I think that Fibonacci should be here. I'm just going to tighten that Fibonacci. Yes, that's probably a little bit better. Okay. What I'm looking for is with Fibonacci, I'm looking for 3 touches as per the rule of 3. All right, so I've got touch 1, obviously touch 2, touch 3. I've already got 3 touches, so therefore that Fibonacci is probably what the institutional traders are using. Now for the American traders, guys, if we go up and fail at Fibonacci, so if the FDAX runs up and fails, you guys will be looking for shorts. Please note, guys, please note there are some NASDAQ traders who do not trade the opening candle. There are some traders that do. As in this case, you're looking for the buyers to push up, fail at Fibonacci on both US markets, and then turn around and come back down. Okay, for the FDAX traders, let's see what the market's got for you. Let's see what the market's got for you. I am expecting, guys, a pretty volatile session today. So again, let's just roll with what we know. Let's follow the plan. No surprises. All right, let these guys run down. That's already into the step Fibonacci levels. Okay, for the FDAX traders who trade the opening candle, if you do trade the opening candle, at this point in time, we can only go long if you are a pivot-based reversal trader. Second tier reversal on DAX Tobes, potentially yes, man, potentially yes. All right, so for the opening candle FDAX traders, you have a long, guys, at 438. You have a long at 438. Now, if you're a 133 Fibonacci extension trader, guys, you've got a long at 430, but the way the FESX is moving, guys, may I suggest we're probably better off waiting for a pivot-based reversal or waiting for these sellers to really burn themselves out. That Delta V3, guys, that is a very, very interesting position. The institutions are already saying sell. Diane, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. So for the 133 fib traders, guys, for the 133 fib traders, all right, your order is at 430. Guys, your order will be at 430. What you guys are looking for is a fill of 430 with a risk control point of 435. Now, guys, that's only for those people that trade the opening candle. Okay, at this point in time, the buyers are a little bit, the sellers are a little bit aggressive. That's fine. That's fine. Just let them sort themselves out. Second push down. So, guys, that order you've got on at 430, okay, you can now bring that down to 428. You can now bring the order down to 428 for the FDAX, those who trade the opening candle. Nothing clear on the Americans just yet. They're watching Europe to see what Europe is doing. Europe has got, so DAX has closed its gap. The FESX has not. All right, so we're obviously getting nowhere near, guys, nowhere near filling the normal Fibonacci extension orders, which is awesome. It means they're just a little bit angrier than what we thought, which is also okay. They're allowed to be as angry as they want to be. That ultimately doesn't matter. Okay, at this stage, FDAX, guys, just let them fall, please. Don't literally say, oh, I'm going to trade that trade. Like, literally just push the buy button, guys, because you might be catching a falling knife. Both of these guys, look, hello down here in red, guys, dual market, please, dual market agreement for a reversal. Okay, now at this stage, let's let them come, just trigger 60-minute short, Mark. 100% minute charts. In fact, guys, we did say on the NASDAQ, guys, just watch this very closely. These guys are 3 candles into a 60-minute move, so we are likely to get a sell down. If the sell down is not sustained on the NASDAQ, guys, we're going to pick up a really, really nice reversal long. So let's just see what these sellers are. Cranky pants. Look at this. All right, so let him go, guys. Let him go. We will now need to drop that bigger Fibonacci for the NASDAQ traders. All right, we're going to drop this fib, so we don't need that anymore. And I would suggest at this stage, guys, we're going to be using this Fibonacci just here. Okay, I would suggest that might be what they're doing. Guys, it might be what they're doing. Now, again, I'm going to go back to watching the FDAX. As we are in the last 90 seconds, so what we're going to be looking for is a close of the FESX. Close of the FESX above or below key levels. Guys, I think these guys are getting ready to tank. Absolutely tank. All right, now at this stage, guys, for the FDAX traders, 35 seconds until we are allowed to do anything. What we've got at this stage is a potential reversal, guys, off the 76 Fibonacci's that are obviously chart, the red ones, the evil twins. Now, the flip side of the evil twins, the flip side of the evil twins is what you're looking for FDAX wise. Ideally, guys, you're looking for the candle to close where it is. We then want the sellers to sell back down, ideally create a lower low or a double bottom before then picking up a long order sitting over the top of the 76s. So we just got to wait for the conditions of that trade to be met. Okay, or guys, you're going to trade a climactic reversal, which means you're going to put a long order on the FDAX at 417. So if you are a climactic reversal trader, you're going to put an order on at 417 with a 5-point first target. All right, so 417, 5-point first target. Guys, I'll draw it on the screen for you. For the climactic reversal traders. For the ones that look for lower lows, off the 50%. Thank you, Louis. For those that are looking for lower lows, guys, or a reversal off the FDAX 76s, if you're looking for that, guys, we need the sellers to sell down, tease these levels first, and then come back through, all right, which has not quite happened just yet. All right, now, for the NASI, guys, that Delta V3, guys, is valid if you are a V3 trader. Now, you would need to have that indicator on your screen. Guys, if you are long on the Delta V3, so the opening candle down, failed at Fibonacci, turned back around, the instos has decided to buy the market. Please don't forget on NASDAQ today, guys, you've got a 20-tick first target. All right, I'll put the box on for you. You've got a 20-tick first target. That's where you're going to control your risk. And then we're looking for either a 50 or a 100-tick second target. I'd suggest at this stage, guys, 50 is closer to the mark. So if you are long, guys, if you are long on the Delta V3 on NASDAQ, again, guys, S&P 500 has got a matching black delta only for a 4-tick target, please. So nothing massively glamorous for the S&P. For the NASI, guys, if you're long on the Delta V3, you've gone through your 20-tick first target. You've got a 50-tick second target. You have no risk on your 50-tick target, please. Guys, so your stop loss on NASDAQ is going to move through to around about, say, the +4 mark. Guys, so your stop loss should be here. So you cannot lose any money on the NASDAQ trade. It's mechanically impossible. The flip side of that, you would have had to enter the Delta V3 as a Delta V3 trader. Guys, now, if the buyers do take hold of the American markets, guys, this is going to go really, really well. If they don't take hold, then we're going to get stopped out positive. All right, now we've had two surges, guys, had two buying surges on NASDAQ. Here's the third surge, as we normally get 3 surges. So if you are long, guys, on the NASDAQ, on the Delta V3, you've had 3 buying surges. You really need the third surge to move you through key market levels. Guys, I'm going to flip these fibs around. FDAX, I'm still watching you. I've just taken my eye off you for a second. Some of you may be looking for a lower low, guys, and a 76 Fibonacci reversal. Just watch the last 90 seconds, guys. We don't want to take a trade on the FDAX in the last 90 seconds. NASI traders, if you are long, guys, and you're holding for a 50-tick target, okay, that's 30, 40, almost 50. This is where they are probably, oopsie, I'll just move my Fibonacci. That's not going to help anybody. So anybody long on NASDAQ, guys, you're trying to hold long for a long range target, please, you have nothing at risk on NASDAQ. S&P, you've got a long for 4 ticks, right? Long for 4 ticks, and then whatever you can get your hands on. NASDAQ, this is what I was trying to do before. This is where you want to make sure, guys, if you're on a long range trade, you've gone through a 20-tick target, you've gone through a 50-tick target. This is where you don't want these guys to fail. You don't want the buyers to fail if you are long for long-range targets. FDAX traders, guys, we're looking for a long over the top of the 76 fibs. We said if you're going to wait for a lower low or a double bottom, as some of you may have gone long. NASDAQ traders trying to hold long as you can. S&P hold as long as you can, please. All right, so please hold long as you possibly can. Let's have a look at what we've got here. Okay, anyone long on NASDAQ? Guys, hold long. S&P 500, again, please try and hold long. And FDAX, we're going to try and join them. Shelton, you got a negative on the FDAX. You got a negative on the DAX. Did you enter, mate, did you enter on the climactic reversal? Ron, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. 418. All right, so just for reference, mate, your stop would need to be behind the light candle. Just as a reference point. But that's all right, mate. We'll go and get you back. If you do want to trade the climactic reversal, guys, you want to be really, really careful. Just make the sellers show first before you join the buy, like show really, really badly and fail at fibs. All right, now with all that said, NASDAQ traders, right? NASDAQ traders who are long, have I got any NASDAQ or S&P 500 traders who are long, who are trying to stay long, please? Any NASDAQ traders who are long, who are trying to stay long. Okay, now if you are long, guys, if you are long on the NASDAQ, this is the 4-hour short that we spoke about before. So for the NASDAQ traders who are long, because we've got through some key Fibonacci's, we need to get through my black line, guys. Otherwise, we are going to potentially set up a short. For the S&P traders who are long off the delta, guys, you guys are looking for a 4-tick first target. 4-tick first target, then whatever you can get your hands on. What the S&P 500 traders will be looking for is a close over the key levels. So NASI traders, you can stay long, please. Stay long, stay long, stay long, stay long. Have I got anybody on the NASDAQ that's still long? Guys, from that Delta V3 there. Guys, from that Delta V3. If you are, just hold long. Just hold long. All right, FDAX at this stage. FESX 11. Mandy, nice work. Nice work. So the Delta V3 up here is also valid. So that Delta V3 on the chart for you valid if you are a Delta trader. Guys, 20-tick first target. Cut your risk off and try and go for at least 20s and 50s or 20s and 100. But please be advised, you've got no risk on your trade. Zero risk on your trade, please. 76 Fibonacci reversal traders on FDAX. You've just had the sellers sell down below the 76.8. So you may be long at 0.7 for the FDAX traders, 407. If you're long at 407, you have a 5-point first target, 5-point first target, and a 5-point risk control. Right? So 5-point first target, 5-point risk control. At this stage, guys, the FDAX has not woken up properly yet. Right? We haven't woken up properly. NASI traders, guys, just to pull it into perspective, if you're a NASDAQ trader, guys, again, that's your 20-tick, guys. That's your 20-tick first target just there. So if you're on that Delta V3, obviously you've gone way beyond your first target and risk control point. Now we may be getting ready to short both American markets. Louis, 6980. 6980. Yeah, we're getting ready to short, guys, both American markets. So, guys, if you are long on the deltas, you've done very well. Now we're looking to short. It looks like these guys may be failing at a 4-hour. Guys, they might be failing at a 4-hour signal. So if that is the case, guys, if you get a delta, guys, like that V2 delta short there on NASDAQ, guys, for the V2 delta traders, you're looking for a short at 719, guys, 719.75 with exactly the same caveats, please. 20-tick first target and risk control point. Guys, the fact that we've come down here, struck the delta, then started retracing is very exciting. The reason it's very exciting, guys, is if these buyers get punished, if these buyers get absolutely punished, then you're going to get picked up right at the top of the Fibonacci grid, which is obviously a really good spot to be picked up. Louis, very good pickup, mate, in the background. Ron, you're long on the FDAX at 418. Okay. Now for the FDAX traders who wait for a lower low, guys, wait for a lower low. We don't quite yet have a lower low. For Toby, guys, he's waiting for a pivot-based reversal or a tier 2 reversal. Tobes, we don't have one of those yet. Right? So I'll try and class all of the different classes of trading, guys, depending on what you're doing. That delta, guys, on NASDAQ, again, it's exactly the same caveat, guys, exactly the same caveat as before. If you are going to trade the delta short, those very, very fast, early first target, early risk control, long range second target, please. Right, long range second target. Or just a 20 tick first target, take the money and you're running away. Hold on one sec. 100% correct. So, mate, if you're talking about the NASDAQ here, that Delta V3 just there, what we want is we want the sellers to absolutely annihilate the buyers. Right. So, guys, if you're waiting to go short, on the candle, so you want this candle to set the ratio. For the NASDAQ traders, what you're going to do is draw a Fibonacci down the candle to catch them on the way up. You're looking for the failure at the Fibonacci. Then you're putting your short order on. Because basically you're trading through the panic of the buyers who have pushed the market up and clearly have failed badly. Please, today, guys and girls, please be responsible with risk control. Right? So that means really tight risk control, long range targets. We don't yet know what the Europeans want to do. And as a result of that, we've got to be very, very careful on the US, is that we don't get on the wrong side of a really cranky market. I'm watching that NASDAQ very closely. As we've got an incredible short signal. If the sellers can break down below the previous candle, as we should get with a minus 465 rating, that should bring on some really heavy selling if the markets are mathematically stable today. So we'll just see what they're doing. All right, so at the moment, the buyers are not showing on FDAX, guys. So we've got no pivot-based reversals on the European markets yet. If you are short on the NASDAQ, guys, again, you've got your 20-tick risk control point, please. Got a 20-tick risk control point. The buyers, my read of the Americans is the buyers are not impressing anybody yet. Therefore, the selling should show, and we should have an answer. We should have an answer within 7 minutes of the delta, which is about 2.5 minutes from now for the NASDAQ traders. So, come on, Nazi. Come on, baby. Come on. Off you go, please. Come on. No, you can do better than that. Come on. Nope. Go down, please. No. Don't. Come on. You go down, please. Go down. Come on. I know, guys. I know I've got to give them another 2 minutes and 27 seconds. If we get 3 large selling impulses, guys, we've had obviously one really good one. Okay, that's a 4th buying impulse. So we're expecting the sellers are obviously very, very interested. Guys, very interested. So just try and hold your sell as long as you can. Some of you may have been very, very cheeky and got in up on this one here. Come on, engage that V3. Right. Anyone has just gone through your 20-tick target, please? What does that mean? Guys, you're going for a 20-tick target and a 50-tick target. You have no risk on your 50-tick target, please. I talk to the market all the time. I tend to find it's some days more cooperative than humans, Katerina, more cooperative. So anybody short on the V2 Delta, guys, if you are short on that, please, $100 first target. Nothing at risk on your long range second target. So your risk to reward ratio, guys, is now massively in your favor. If we get a lovely sell down, it's going to produce a 20 and 50. If we don't get a lovely sell down, guys, it doesn't matter because you can't lose any money. Very, very good for your psychology, guys, when it comes to trading a strategy, right? Very, very, very good for your psychology. Today is a day of patience. We've got to be very patient for the FDAX, guys. I've got no pivots. I've got no second tier reversals. All I've basically got is dribble at this point in time. So we're just going to wait for these guys. I was going to wait for these guys to decide what they're doing. What does it mean, guys? The FDAX, if you're looking at the FDAX going, why doesn't it make any sense? The FDAX has closed its gap. The FESX has not closed its gap, right? So we have a disagreement, right? So have a look, right? So the FESX gap is all the way down here. The DAX has already closed its gap, guys. That's why they don't agree with each other. But as soon as we get a valid short, it's going to be really good fun. All right, now for 20 and 50, you've just gone through your 50 tick target, right? You've just gone through your 50 tick target. No risk on NASDAQ, please. Guys, no risk on NASDAQ. Guys, you can set a 100 tick target if you want to. Zero risk, please. Zero risk, please, on the NASDAQ. You have a valid short trade, right? That Fibonacci can go. That's an opening candle fib. So for the FDAX traders, now for the DAXi traders right across the board, I'm looking for lower lows. I'm looking for lower lows before we reverse, because at the moment we don't have agreement between the FESX and the FDAX, right? So it's all about lower lows. Now, for those that went short on the NASDAQ, guys, for 20s and 50s, you've gone exactly 52, 53 ticks to the downside, guys, and then they've come back up again. So that's why we're going to control our risk at 20 ticks, take some money off the market at 20 ticks and try and get a runner. Pete, you got 1631.61. That's a great result. FDAX, your valid sell trade on the market. Guys, a valid sell trade at 380 if you trade efficient candles. Now that Fibonacci is going to have to come down to here. Okay, I would, guys, at this point in time, your short has not been filled, guys, at 380. Your short has not been filled at 380. I would be very careful about going short. Now, it's valid except for the Fibonacci, guys. The Fibonacci might muck us around there. All right, so at this stage, we'll wait for a static entry on the FDAX. Looks like we are setting up a static bar reversal long. We've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds, guys, until we get the nod. On that one. Now for the NAS, guys, for the NASI traders, if you've gone short on the Delta or you went short on the static bar reversal, guys, I pointed out that minus 465 rating. That's an insane selling rating. What's occurred? We've run down really, really nicely. Now we're basically waiting for the market to reset. If we do get a higher high on the NASDAQ, guys, if we get a higher high, we're looking to try and pick up the highest Delta sell we can. As some of you may be re-entering the Deltas again because the buyers are pushed back above your entry level. If you are going to re-enter on a Delta, guys, please make sure you have a 20 tick first target. All right, those who are going to be an absolute stickler for re-entering are going to wait to see the buyers push up 2 or 3 times, and then you're going to put your entry on. Guys, we've just got to be just aware that we're off to a relatively okay start. I just need to be very, very careful that we don't get on the wrong side of the market. 6980 off the 50%, 6980, 6980. Okay, let me just double check what the bigger people are doing. Okay, mate. That's on FDAX. Yep. Okay, perfect. Now we've got buyers. We've got buyers coming in at this point in time. They're coming up to recheck this old 4-hour short. So again, let me just keep an eye on the bigger markets. 60-minute buyers are very strong. Okay. So all it means, guys, for the US-based traders is we're looking for dual market agreement. We're looking for both markets to agree with each other. At this stage, guys, if we get big efficient candles, we are in the last 90 seconds, guys, so please don't re-enter another trade on any market. So we are in the last 90 seconds. If we get a higher high on the NASDAQ, guys, a higher high and a failure at the turning bar Fibonacci, we are looking for shorts. At this stage for the NASI traders, guys, I would insist on the higher high unless you see 3 pushes. Unless you see 3 pushes to the high side on the NASDAQ and you see the 3rd push get absolutely hammered, then you can take the Delta, understanding the instos are already sold at the Delta. S&P has got a higher high, so this is looking good. Paul, you got a 76 fib reversal after a lower low, so mate, well done. So for the FDAX traders, you've got 32 seconds. If you are a Fibonacci reversal trader, as I was saying before, we're waiting for the lower low before we put our trade on. All right. So if you are long, on the 76 fib, guys, please go for a 5-tick or 5-point first target, 10-point second target. All the FDAX traders know the drill. As at this stage, I have not got a trade myself on the FDAX. So I'm just waiting to get all of these markets to agree with each other, and then we're all probably going to get an absolutely identical trade. Okay. Now, at this stage, what have we got? We've gapped over the fibs, which means our fibs are correct. I have no new trade. I've got no new trade on the FDAX. Right? No new trade on the FDAX. NASDAQ, I'm looking for a higher high. S&P 500, you've already had a higher high. So for the Fibonacci FDAX traders, S&P traders, you may be short under fibs. That's because you've got a higher high. That would only be for those people that trade Fibonacci's. For the NASDAQ, we're basically just waiting, guys, for these guys to declare their cards. Okay. FDAX, this is the hardest start. This is the hardest start we've had all year. I think we're waiting for pivot-based reversals. But what's making the Europeans a little bit tough today is we've got the FESX is going to try and push down to its gap, whereas the FDAX is not. Right, so the FDAX has already done the gap. So guys, that's why I think we're basically diverting to pivot-based reversals for the FDAX traders. Let's have a look. What are these guys doing? Let me just move that around. Okay, let's watch. All right, so for the Nasdaq guys, I don't have a higher high. So at this stage, I'm not a massive fan of sending you short again. For the S&P trade off Fibonacci, guys, you have gone short again off the 88.6 Fibonacci. Obviously, a 4-tick first target. Then you're going to try and let your second target run as far as you can. We are starting to get back into demolishing territory. Let's just see what these guys do here. I'm getting a lot of short, guys. I'm getting a lot of short messages on my phone saying there's big shorts setting up. Now that would be an interesting place to be. All right, what are you guys going to do for us, FDAX? I'd suggest, guys, for the FDAX traders, we are basically stuck, guys, with Delta V2s. So we're stuck with Delta V2 shorts, guys, or efficient candles short. The reason being is the FESX is probably going to grind down to a pivot. Yeah, I'd suggest it's going to fill its gap, mate. I'd suggest it could try. There's going to be a gap 76 Fibonacci that may be in the way. All right, that Fibonacci runs from the gap to there, so they might be counting on getting stuck at the previous pivot. Yep, spot on the mark. Again, this goes. So this week we've had a really good sessions on the FDAX all week, guys. Cody had a low volume session yesterday, but it was relatively predictable. The flip side of today is because we've got the DAXy trying to close it, or DAX is already closed, FESX hasn't closed, we're getting dragged by the FESX. Which is okay, guys. We just wait for matching signals on both markets. That's all we do. So very simple. No need to panic. That's why we've got 5 days in every trading week, guys. We don't need to panic if the market doesn't do exactly what we want it to do. Michael, yeah, we are in very strong European shorts, mate. We are exactly right. So for the 5-minute chart traders, the way around the DAX is insist on a lower low. Insist on a lower low. You might insist on pivot-based reversals. You're looking for matching signals between the FESX and the FDAX is ultimately what you're after. And at this stage, guys, I've got no new signals on. I've got no new signals on the NASDAQ, we are about to gear up, guys. We are about to gear up a static bar reversal short on the NASDAQ. I've got no higher high preceding in. Okay. What is the DAXI doing here? What is the DAXI doing? If you are short on the S&P, guys, off the Fibonacci, you want to try and hold it short. You want to try and hold it short. All right, I'm just letting this candle close, guys, to get a read on what the NASDAQ is doing. Now, if you are a NASDAQ trader, guys, and the buyers push up really, really nicely here, and they get absolutely slammed, those two selling deltas, guys, the bottom delta being the better of those trades, that little selling delta there, if these buyers push up and get absolutely annihilated, guys, there's a selling delta at 11.50. There's a selling delta at 11.50. For the FDAX, I'd suggest we might wait for a Toby style reversal, guys, before we just trade randomly on the DAX, because we don't have agreement from the FESX. At this stage, we're starting to get these guys falling into alignment with each other, but we're not quite there yet. There's our higher high, guys, on NASDAQ. All right, so the higher high on NASDAQ does bring back into vogue as the static bar reversal short in particular. So if you are going to go short, guys, if you are going to go short on the NASDAQ, right, you can either go short on a Delta, guys, or the SBR. You're looking for a 20 tick and risk control point, please. So if you are on the Delta, guys, or you're on the static bar reversal, you're looking for a 20 tick first target. I need the NASDAQ to basically sell down below the box. That will be the SBR traders. The Delta traders, if you waited for the higher high, guys, you've already gone beyond your 20 tick target.
Climactic volume on FDAX.
Okay. So anyone short on NASDAQ, guys, 161. Okay, I'm just watching NASI at this stage. If you're short on NASDAQ, guys, your target is 712 if you're off the SBR. I'm going to have to take my eye off the NASDAQ for a moment. Guys, just let me take my eye off it. If you are on the static bar reversal, guys, if you are on that static bar reversal, that signal we originally spoke about, guys, your box would look a little bit more like that. As in this, we've just snuck through a higher high, guys, allowing the shorts to be redone. You want to get in as tight as you possibly can, guys, so you've got the lowest risk possible. Now, at this stage, we would be judging them, guys, in around about 2 minutes and 36 seconds. I would definitely prefer these guys to be way beyond 20 ticks well before then. So you've just gone through, guys, or you're just smoking your 20 tick target at the moment. So, guys, please, if you're short on the NASDAQ, 20 tick first target, guys, 50 tick second target, no risk on the long range target, please. All right, no risk on the long range target. So again, if they do decide they're going to fall now, we could pick up a really lovely 50, 100 tick trade and you have nothing at risk, please. Now, I'm just waiting, guys. I'm just waiting for the NASDAQ to go way beyond the bottom of that box. Come on, sweetheart. You've just touched the box. Go way beyond it, please. No. Come the other way, please. Come on. No. If you are short, guys, if you are short on that SBR, you've already gone through your 20 tick target. I'll just double check my box to make sure I'm correct. In fact, my box is way too big. Sorry, guys. If you're short on the SBR, you've gone way beyond your 20 tick target. What does it mean, guys? You've gone through your 20 tick target. You're now looking for a 50 tick second target, guys, which is 1, 2, 3. You have no risk, guys. You have no risk on your NASDAQ trade, please. So this is now money for jam. You can't lose any money if you are short on the NASDAQ, guys, for a 20 tick first target, 50 tick second target. Or, guys, if you're going straight for 50 ticks, just make sure you've controlled your risk at 20. Okay? Now, we were waiting, guys, as I said before on NASDAQ, we're waiting for a higher high to reload our shorts. Plus 16, Mandy, well done. Let's see. Again, if you end up, guys, if you end up with a 16, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that's fantastic. Guys, if you go for a full 20, then well done. You've gone for a full 20. Right, I am watching the FDAX again. Guys, I'm in the last night. We are looking to go long on the FDAX from the FESX. Guys, at the moment, the FESX may be giving us a really strong selling candle. All right, no new entries, please. Guys, no new entries in the last 90 seconds of the market. That Fibonacci can now go. We don't need that anymore. Today, the market's obviously a little bit choppy, so that's why a 20-tick first target, accurate entry, 20-tick first target, guys, 50-tick second target. If we don't get the second targets out, guys, you can just drop down to a 20-tick target on everything and just belt it if you would like to. Okay. I've got a gap down, guys. I've got a gap down on the FESX. The sellers are clearly quite strong on the FESX, so we're not going to go long on the static bar reversal on the FDAX until we get a lower low and we get agreement from the FESX that we should be going long. Mandy, you've done very, very well. There's a lot of selling coming through on the FESX, so I would suggest... honestly, I would suggest that the FESX is probably going to push for its previous pivot. Then we are probably going to pick up a really lovely reversal, guys, on the FDAX. So FDAX traders, we've had to be very, very patient today. Very patient. It's exactly why we control our risk on the NASDAQ. That's exactly why we do what we do. Okay. FDAX, what's the risk? 1, 2, 3, 4. As that black diamond delta on the FDAX, if you can carry 20 points of risk, the black diamond is valid with an entry point of 382. My suggestion would be, though, guys, that we wait for the FESX to close a candle above the pivot before we look for a trade. Now, Nazi traders, we've got a higher high again. Guys, got a higher high again. We're now basically watching for the S&P 500 guys to agree. So just let these guys cruise up. I don't want to send you short again, guys, on the NASDAQ, unless the buyers push up and get drilled. I'm looking for these deltas over here on the left-hand side as a potential entry point. You guys can see them on the screen for you there. The prices should be very, very obvious. I'm just waiting, guys, to see, because we've gone short twice on the NASDAQ, guys, so those buyers just got absolutely drilled. At some point in time, guys, if these sellers can't sell down, the buyers are going to take over. There's no question about that. So again, I'd suggest, guys, if you want to be really, really careful, just wait for the candle, wait for the current NASDAQ candle to close. And then we can target that delta on the left-hand side, and we go from there. Cody has a mic on. Cody, is your mic on? If your mic is, look, the FDAX is going to run. Okay, yeah. I can't hear that, though. I can't hear that. Now, that's probably because I've turned my Zoom volume down. I've turned my Zoom volume down. So let me turn my Zoom volume back up again. Okay, let's see what these guys do. Now, at this stage, guys, FESX is again, we're down into the previous pivot. So we want them to close here. Andy, you went long on the delta. Okay, well done. All right, NASDAQ, we are getting closer and closer to filling the criteria for that higher delta. Guys, now I took my eye off the NASDAQ. Guys, if we pushed up a number of times, hit this Fibonacci and got absolutely hammered, guys, then you can put this on, or you're going to wait for the candle to close and then put the entry on. We're just waiting for the sellers to definitely prove that they're interested by waiting for the buyers to fail. That's what we're looking for. Well done, mate. Well done. Now, for the DAX traders, guys, I'm currently sitting at 0 trades. I've got absolutely no trades yet because simply my conditions have not been met for a trade. Again, I'm a little bit careful. Again, I encourage you to do the same. Nazi traders, if you have gone short on the delta, so again, if we did push up, hit that 50 Fibonacci a number of times, if you have gone short on the higher delta, then you're looking for a 20 tick first target and risk control point. All right, so these guys have gone exactly 20 ticks to a 20 tick target. All right, now at this stage, guys, if you're not short on the delta, all right, we're going to wait because we don't get into a trade in the last 90 seconds. We're going to wait for the buyers to show inside the new candle, get absolutely hammered, and then we're looking for the short as per the box. Okay. FDAX, we have finally got between the markets. So what does it mean for the FDAX? I've got a 4-point turning bar long. What I need for the FDAX traders is I need the sellers to retrace first before we just put our buy order on, because the lower OSR is above us. All right, so what I need for the FDAX traders is I need these guys to retrace down, fail at Fibonacci. Suzanne Rodolfi, well done. All right, so I need these guys to retrace. Now, guys, I'm being really, really strict about my entry criteria. All right, they must retrace. They must retrace. We've finally got agreement, guys. Got a gap up on the FESX. We've got a strong candle on the FDAX. So in an amazing world for the FDAX traders, in an amazing world, they're going to retrace down here, allowing us to pick up that black diamond delta. All right. Now for the Nazi traders, again, guys, we're going to FDAX, do not run without me, please. The other trade we can take on FDAX is this black diamond delta. I'm trying to get a responsible retrace though, right? I'm trying to get a responsible retrace because of that lower OSR. Now this is what they're meant to be doing. Okay, so this stage, Nazi traders, guys, talk about a tough session. Holy moly. So again, guys, for the Nazi traders, please, again, either a 16, 17, 18 tick. I use a touch 16, pay 4. So guys, that means at the moment these guys sniff my 20 tick target, I've been taken out, guys, which is always good fun. Now for the FDAX, again, guys, the fact is that delta is valid, guys. The delta is valid at 391, guys. If you're happy with a 396 risk control point, I'm trying to get a better retrace to get you guys a safer signal. Right? I'm trying to get a better retrace to get you a safer signal. As we want really, really long range targets, we want short range risk control. So again, it's the normal FDAX drill. We might be waiting for our retrace. All right, let me have a look here. So guys, we're 42 minutes in. If you are going to come to that KPI webinar tonight, guys, I've done KPIs for the FDAX, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. Guys, I've done KPIs for people who are brand new to trading and KPIs with significant experience. So we've got all of those KPIs worked out, guys. So that KPI webinar should effectively remain evergreen for 2026. So if you don't have a KPI, that would be a really, really good webinar to come and have a look at. Starts 30 minutes after the session. Right, here comes the sellers. This is what I thought these guys would be doing. All right, so just going for a micro trend fib there. Mate, you've done very well, Paul. I've got 0 on the FDAX tonight, mate. I haven't had a trade that's met my risk profile yet. So that's okay. That's okay, mate. That's why KPIs are only calculated on 4 days a week, not 5. That's why. Okay, now for those that have gone long, guys, on the delta on FDAX, if you're long at 391, guys, after we did get a really lovely retrace and a violent rejection, if you are long on that, guys, just watch the last 90 seconds. I would suggest a 5-point first target. Guys, so that's 91 through to 96, right? 91 through to 96. So I'd look for a 5-point first target. That's your risk control point, and then you'd be looking for a 25 to 50 point second target, please. NASDAQ. So we'll just watch, guys, the Nasdaq traders again. Last 90 seconds. Just watch, guys. Just watch very closely. The S&P may be able to break out of its trading range, guys. If it does with a big efficient candle, we can't short the NASDAQ. We can only go long. FDAX traders, I know some of you are probably on that delta after the retrace and the rejection. Guys, awesome. If you are, your first target is 396. Guys, you've gone through your first target. Please now control your risk so you have nothing at risk on the trade. Finally, we have the FESX and the FDAX agreeing with each other. So if you're long on FDAX, guys, again, the black diamond delta after the retrace and the rejection is good for a 91 entry, 96 first target. All risk controlled, please, so you can't lose any money on the trade. All right, so you can't lose any money on the trade. At this stage, guys, I'd go for sixes and either sixes and 15s. Okay, so 5s and 15s or 5s and 25s. Right, I'll just draw that on the screen for you there. Guys, again, PVI says 15. 1, 2. So PVI says go to the top of that box, but no one has any risk on the FDAX, please. Guys, no one's got any risk. Nazi, I've got no new trades for you guys at this stage. So no new trades, guys, on the NASDAQ. Giz, this is, so guys, like to complement what Giz has just said. So me personally, guys, I have not had a single trade today that meets my trading plan. Yesterday, I had 2 stunning trades that met my trading plan. And then I had a data issue and I couldn't take the trades. The day before, I had 2 really good trades. And so this week, guys, I've done, what's today? Thursday. I've done over 1,000 US on Monday, 1,000 US on Tuesday. I couldn't trade yesterday, and today I haven't actually got a trade. So yeah, so long story short is again, guys, just stick to your plan. If you want, you can have my plan. It's very simple. It's guys, it kind of has to be, right? because we've got a fair bit going on when we're moderating. And I'm a ratio-based trader. That's it. I'm a ratio-based trader. Love ratios. Cody did a magic job yesterday, guys, on ratios. Magic job. Oh, here we go. I think the buying's over for the NASDAQ. So FDAX traders, if you've gone long, guys, so again, PVI is under 25. You might have gone long for 5 and 10 or just 5 or 5 and 25. Either way, you've got no risk, please. Danilo, all good. Now, guys, the FDAX is going to probably set up a swing trigger short. So if you are long, please don't have any risk on the trade. Guys, those V3 deltas on NASDAQ, if you are a V3 delta trader, guys, they are valid. Understanding we are in the last 15 minutes. If you are going to go short on the delta, guys, you're going to start to rein in your risk control points, please. Okay, so what does that mean? If you are going to go short, guys, on the V3 delta, which is just there, you would start to rein in your risk control point to around about the 16 tick mark. As if you're short on the V3 delta, your risk control point is the bottom of my box. That is if you trade the last 15 minutes. Guys, some people don't trade the last 15 minutes. If I've got FDAX traders that are long, guys, you have no risk on your trade, please. All right, no risk on your trade. The PVI indicator says these guys are going to go to the top of the box. Anyone short on NASDAQ, you've just gone through a 16 tick risk control point, guys. You're right on your 20 tick target. You're through your 20 tick target. Well done, NASDAQ traders. If you are a Delta V3 trader, that's a 20 tick box. Guys, well done. If you're short on the NASI, guys, you've hit it again. Well done. FDAX, you're trying to hold long for 15s. Your 15-point target is 406. If you're short for 5s and 10s, you're out, guys. If you are short for 5 and 10s, long for 5 and 10s, you're out. As if I was long for a long range target on FDAX right now, guys, I would make sure I had nothing at risk on the trade because we're about to get a swing trigger short. Oh, yes, we are. So anyone short on NASDAQ, guys, have I got anybody short on NASDAQ that's holding for longer range targets? If you're short on that Delta V3, just promise me you have no risk on this trade. Right? No risk on this trade. FDAX traders, if we close below the lower OSR, if we close below the lower OSR in 14 seconds, we will have a swing trigger trade. Yeah, Diane, there is a KPI webinar tonight. So we're setting all your KPIs for the year. So if you are coming along to that, Diane, that will be very good fun. FDAX, at this stage, you can't take a swing trigger short because you're on the wrong side of the OSR. All right, so at this stage, for the DAX traders, we can't go short, we can only go long. So if the sellers were to sell down, and get stuck around the Fibonacci, guys, we're going to try for that delta again, exactly the same trade again. All right, now we are in the last 15 minutes for those that don't like the last 15 minutes. Okay, so at this stage, guys, questions. Has anybody got any questions about anything that we've done today, right across the board? Nice, right across the board. When convenient, can you please drop the link for the webinar? Yes, Diane. Now we did send out an email. We did send out an email, guys, but again, some of you might not have the link. And if you don't have the link, then there is the link ready to rock and roll. It's ready to rock and roll. Do I have any NASDAQ traders? Guys, do I have any NASDAQ traders who are short that are going for a $100 20 tick first target and then a 50 tick second target? Guys, because your 50 tick target, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your 50 tick target is down here. Right, it's all the way down there. We need S&P to agree. Let me have a look. It did too. All right. So FDAX traders, we can't go short. We can only go long. Right. We can't go short. We can only go long. We may be setting up, guys. We may be setting up a really lovely long. Guys, we may be setting up a really lovely long. We are setting up a really lovely long. Of course, it's going to happen now, isn't it? All right, there we go. All right, so boom to boom. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so we'll wait for this candle to close, guys. We are setting up a very, very lovely signal, guys, on the FDAX. I tell you what, as for the FDAX to generate that V3 delta there, we know exactly what they're hunting. Wow, guys, the V3 delta with the lower low, I'm going to wait for this candle to close. As we are setting up very strong reversals, very, very strong reversals on both European markets. Don't you run without us, please. Oh, dearie me. Don't you run without us, please. No. Don't you dare. I see. So this is the first time. The reason I say don't you dare, this is the first time we've got institutional buying orders coming into the market, and they are strong orders. These are strong orders. Don't you dare go without us. Now, for those that don't know, we don't trade the last 15 minutes of the FDAX unless we get a pivot-based reversal, which we don't have. Hey, Tio, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. Now, Nazi traders, you guys have had a really good innings today. All right, you've had a really good innings. You picked up that static bar reversal short or the Delta V2. Okay, so well done. Well done, well done. You then waited for the higher high, guys, and you picked up exactly the same trade again. It was actually there. Some of you are on this Delta V3 short. Okay, some of you are on the V3 short. Now, new traders, guys, you're only looking for a 20 tick target. right? So it's $100, which is your basically your first KPI in your trading career is $100, guys. And then we're going for a long range target. Now FDAX. Let me have a look. Okay, good. It's not running without us, guys. This is a good sign. It's not running without us yet. Let's just wait and see. All right, now, guys, any questions at all? We've got 5 minutes. Guys, 5 minutes until the turn of the hour for the S&P and NASDAQ traders. Guys, the most likely signal will be these Delta V3s waiting for the buyers to push in, fail at Fibonacci. If we did get a really lovely push on the NASDAQ, guys, we're looking for the 88.6, all right, or the 76.8. All right, we're looking for those two. FDAX, look at the gap up. We're getting ready to go long. Don't you dare, FDAX. Okay, they are getting ready to go long. What I need to go on the FDAX, again, we are in the last 5 minutes. So please be very careful, guys. This purple little sign has come on the charts. Just to remind you, guys, this is normally the candle where most people make their mistakes. All right. So that little purple thing there, that's basically saying do not take a trade, please. All right? Do not take a trade. Now, the exception to that would be the really experienced traders. If we do get a really nice buy up and they fail at that 76.8 Fibonacci, then the Fibonacci-based traders may be looking for a trade. All right, now, FDAX at this stage, we've loaded a Toby, guys. We've loaded a Toby and then failed to trigger it. Okay, so again, for those who don't know, that's a very, very specific reversal. Guys, we've loaded one but failed to trigger. It's a two-phase reversal. Don't you dare go and trigger. Don't you dare go and trigger. No. You're going to do exactly what you did to Cody yesterday. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Just stay there. Like literally stay there. Stay there for 3 minutes and 21 seconds, please. Again, we are in the last candle. Again, we're looking for the turn of the hour. It's a really, really lovely way to trade the markets. So we're looking for the turn. The flip side is that S&P Fibonacci can be updated. So again, for those looking for the turn, guys, you're waiting for the buyers to show inside the new hour. So inside the new hour and then fail on both US markets simultaneously. FDAX, I have asked you very, very nicely. Yes, Keith. FDAX, I've asked you very nicely not to go long, please. I've been really polite today. I've asked you very nicely to not go long now. Dearie me. Most dearie me. Just again, what I'm looking for, guys, what I would absolutely love is a sell down in the new hour on the FDAX and the FESX. They both fail badly and we pick up a really lovely reversal. That's what I'm looking for. Dearie me. Is there any questions? Now's a great time. We've got around about 2 minutes. As these buyers are looking pretty strong. Let's have a look. So 15-minute chart would say they're about to come short again. 60-minute chart says they're going to go long. Okay, so we've got charts in conflict. 15-minute chart says short. 30-minute chart says long. 60-minute chart says long. Okay, so we are going to have to be very, very careful. I was very, very careful on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. As if these are efficient candles long, then we can't go short. Now, for the FDAX traders, please note that you're actually loading. You're loading a short. The reason being is the buyers have just stolen the stair step. So you guys are loading a short on the turn of the hour, not a long. So buyers have stolen the stair step. If the buyers didn't steal the stair step, we'd be looking for long. Because the buyers have stolen the stair step, we're now looking for a short. So 40 seconds, guys, 40 seconds until the gun goes. Okay. We are going to set up, guys, a very, very strong sell on the FDAX on the turn of the hour. Now, to trade that well, the buyers must show first, turn around, and then slam by the sellers. The buyers must show first. Now, guys, if they literally just tank, then that's okay. We're going to pick up a reversal down here off the 76 fibs. Okay, so just let the candle close. So, guys, all candles we're letting close. In the case of the FDAX, guys, we need the buyers to push into the market first. The buyers are going to push into the market first, like this. That's exactly what they're meant to do. And then you're looking for them to get slammed. Now, that's only if you trade a Toby reversal, guys, and your entry is at 393. Now, it is into the lower OSR. So again, I would suggest at this stage, it's a very, very, very strong signal. Guys, there's no question about that at all. If you are going to go short, guys, you must take into account there's a lower OSR there. For the careful traders, what I would be doing is waiting for the sellers to push down, trigger the sells, run out of steam really badly at Fibonacci, and then we are going to wait for them potentially to sell down below these Fibonacci's, and then we're going to pick up that delta coming back the other way. So there'll be two camps, guys. There'll be two camps with the FDAX. Some will be going short on the Toby reversal at 393. Others will be waiting for the sellers to engage, absolutely hammer down, steal the stair step, and then look for a long. There's going to be two schools of thought. My recommendation, guys, at this stage, if you're an aggressive trader, then the Toby reversal is okay to trade at 393. Guys, your first target is 388. 388. For the slightly less aggressive traders, you are actually looking for the sellers to sell down, and then you're looking to try and trade a long. That is what I would prefer most of the traders to do, please. Simply because we've got a very powerful reversal, but straight into an OSR, which the market loves. Okay, so again, if you are short, 393, guys, your first target is 88, which you've now gone through as a Toby reversal. This is exactly what we thought they were going to do. Can everybody, MJ in particular, can everybody see why for the Samurai traders I've sent you short, not long? Can anybody see why I've sent you short, not long? Yes, perfect. Now, we're down into these 76 fibs. Guys, nice, Shelton, well done. So what it means, guys, is the sellers now own the stair step. Right, sellers now own the stair step. Nikki K, nice trade. Higher high, guys, higher high on NASDAQ. So for the 88.6 Fibonacci reversal traders, right, for the 88.6 traders, you guys are short on the NASDAQ with a relatively tight risk control, guys. Look, your volatility is dropping quite quickly. FDAX traders, if you are short, Toby, nice work, mate. If that's a Toby, mate, that's a classic Toby. Now, Toby, just be aware that your short was into a soft pivot, not a hard pivot. Okay, there's a very, very big difference between a soft pivot and a hard pivot. Now for the FDAX, guys, you're looking to sell down. We've got below the 78.6, so you're going to pick up that buying delta at 382 going back the other way. Keith, nice work. So if you're going to go, guys, if you're going to go long on the FDAX on the delta, there's two trade scenarios here. There's two trade scenarios, both short, which is paid, and now long. As we want to see Fibonacci failure. Let me get rid of that. We want to see Fibonacci failure. And what ultimately what we're looking for, guys, is these guys to blow all their volume up. Right? So we want them to blow their volume up. We are now in the last 90 seconds. Right. Okay, here goes the S&P and NASDAQ. So hold on one sec. If this candle, guys, if this candle is an efficient candle on NASDAQ, if we're efficient candle on NASDAQ, then we are looking to go long. FDAX, wait for the candle to close. You're looking for the black diamond delta long at 382. And the S&P 500 has just given us V3 deltas. They are very, very hard to get. Very hard to get. All right, so let's keep an eye on these US guys, because I said on the 30-minute chart, they're looking very strong. On the 60-minute chart, very, very strong. 15-minute chart, they were looking quite weak, but then the 30 and the 60's taken over. Okay. Now, at this stage for the FDAX traders, at this stage for FDAX, all right, got 18. Let these guys cruise down. FDAX and FESX in conflict. Yes, we're picking up a big short on the FESX. Picking up a Toby short. Picking up a Toby short and picking up a massive short on DAX. So what it means, guys, what it means for the FDAX traders, if you're looking for these guys to push down, fail at Fibonacci, and then take the delta long, then that's okay. We don't have the Fibonacci failure yet. For those that are eyeing off this massive selling candle, let me just double check. Okay, the FESX has set a short but failed to trigger it. Right, so set a short but failed to trigger. Honestly, for the DAX traders, guys, you've traded a Toby reversal. Excuse me, you've traded a Toby reversal short. It's gone very, very, very well. Again, I spoke about the pros and cons of the trade. Now what we're looking for, guys, is we're looking for a lower low. Guys, we're looking for effectively a static bar reversal style trade, and then we want to pick up that delta right there. Now, what I don't want, guys, is the FESX setting up a large reversal. Right, that's what I don't want. Right now, FDAX and S&P 500 and Nasdaq have both gone climactic. It's both gone climactic. Let me just see here what these guys are going to do. Is any questions at all? If you've got any questions about why we're doing what we're doing, please don't be shy. Again, guys, we love a turn of the hour on FDAX, and the buyer stole the stair step right at the last minute, which means we can only go short, and look at the result. Absolutely phenomenal. So stair stepping in the market is so important. So important. Okay. I have a sneaking suspicion, guys, that these US markets are going to start using much larger Fibonacci's now. All right, that's going to be their Fibonacci. So again, we'll just work on the S&P 500, make sure we've got this correct. All right, so the S&P, what time was that Fib? 2300. 1900. Okay, we're going to have to go a bigger Fibonacci, guys, on the Nasdaq, because the 500 is trading 1900. Oh, well done, Suzanne. Nice work, guys. I get messages from traders in the background. Suzanne's had an absolute blinder, so well done, Suzanne. That's amazing. It's really awesome when people share their profit and they're like, hey, check out what I've done today. That's really good. Really, really, really good. Now, so well done, Suzanne. That is fantastic. Now, at this stage, FDAX, we're waiting for a lower low. Guys, we need these guys to come back and agree with each other. FESX has actually set up a really, really nice sell. It hasn't triggered it yet. It's set it, but it hasn't triggered it. So FDAX is basically watching to see what these guys are doing. Sellers own the stair step, eyes on FDAX. So we are looking for buying base reversals. We're looking for that buying base reversal as in 1 minute and 25 seconds from now. And again, if the FDAX starts doing, if the FESX starts doing that, nice, then we might be looking for sells. Milan, the easiest market to trade once the FDAX and FESX agree with each other was the FDAX. The Nasdaq, though, started off really simple for us. Right, the Nasdaq was actually really simple. Right, that Delta V3 is that opening candle? No, that's after the opening candle. That was good fun. That was good fun. That was good fun. And now we wait. Now we wait. All right, so last 90 seconds, eyes on FDAX. Last 30 seconds. I'm just watching one. All right. At this stage for the DAX, you've just got your lower low. Right, you've just got your lower low. I'm looking for guidance from the markets. Oh, Daxy. Oh, sorry, Nazi, what are you doing? That. So, guys, the Nasdaq has set up the Nasdaq has set up a long, an efficient candle long. Now, again, if you are a Delta V3 trader, or if you're an algorithmic trader, V3 are valid. There's no question about that at all. I personally like to see a cluster of these signals. That's obviously what we've got on the screen. If you are a V3 trader, guys, you're looking for a 15, 16 tick risk control point, 20 tick first target. So if you are a NASDAQ, guys, if you are a NASDAQ V3 Delta trader, if that is your chosen weapon in the market, guys, there is a 20 tick target, and you've absolutely demolished a 20 tick target. Efficient candle long, guys, on NASDAQ, and an efficient candle long on the S&P 500 at the same time. This is exactly what I said we were waiting for, is strong, efficient candles, which is exactly what we've got. So now they're going to go for the Fibonacci levels. All right. So if you are long on the Nasdaq, guys, then obviously you're trucking in the right direction. There is no, look at this go. And guys, if you were long for 20s and 50s, you're way beyond the 50 tick target already. So well done. Do I have anyone long on Nasdaq? Guys, on the Delta V3, if you are long, you've absolutely demolished your targets. FDAX, we finally have a really lovely trade, guys, off the 76 Fibonacci at 372. Guys, if you're going to go long at 372, guys, if you're going to go long at 372, guys, you are looking for a 377 risk control point. Now, if you're a static entry trader, guys, you're going to wait for the candle to close. If you're long at 372, on FDAX, it is a 76 Fibonacci reversal trade. There's no counter Fibonacci in the way. So if you're long at 372 as a Fibonacci trader, guys, we're looking for a 377 first target and risk control point. Okay, volatility's fine, guys, for a 5-point first target and risk control. All right, so for the FDAX traders, we've finally got a very, very well-structured trade. Stunning loss of ratio, 8 times loss of ratio. Go on, sweetheart. Right? Are you going to earn our respect again? So go long and smash 377, please. Go on. Go on. That is the first really, oh, come on. Go, keep going. That's the first really, really beautifully structured FDAX trade, guys, we've got, except for the deltas. That is really obvious. And the Toby reversal short, really obvious. Is really obvious. Okay, boom. Anyone that's long, guys, you waited for the touch of the 88.6 fib. You went long inside the 76.8. You've gone through your 5-point first target. As you're going to try and push it for 5s and 10s or 5s and 25s, but you have no risk, please. All right, you have no risk on the FDAX at this point in time, in case they do that. All right, so first target's out, risk control triggered. All right, so first target's out, risk control triggered. That is, guys, if you are a trader who loves trading Fibonacci. Now back to Nazi, guys, You guys have got an absolute textbook efficient candle. So great ratios, great strength. If you've gone long on the Delta V3, guys, it's gone at this stage now around 60 ticks to the high side. So you'd be out with a 20 tick target, you'd be out with a 50 tick target, and this is now just complete money for jam. You can't lose any money, please. Literally, please, 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 can't lose any money at all. Do I have any NASDAQ traders long, guys? Any NASDAQ traders long on those Delta V3s? If so, you've traded a Delta outside the range of an efficient candle. Guys, you've done very, very well. There is no question at all. No question at all. And FDAX, you've basically gone through the first target, triggered your risk control, and now it's gone back the other way, which is exactly why we do what we do. That signal, guys, the signal on FDAX may be setting again. Right, signal on FDAX may be setting again. Righto. Now, Nazi will be running out of steam on this one at this stage. Okay, for the DAX traders, first and foremost, guys, we can't trade the 76.8 Fibonacci because we're underneath it. If we were to push down through, guys, push down through the Fibonacci's here, push down through the 88.6, there will be a long sitting 1 point inside the 150% OSR. Nice. So literally, wait for the sellers to sell down on FDAX. You're at the 150 fib off the OSR. If we sell down nicely here, guys, we're probably going to get a really cool little response out of the market. All right, now there's a fair few buyers coming in on Europe. Guys, there are a fair few buyers coming in. I don't want these guys to skyrocket. I want them to come back down and pick us up. As I look at that, guys, the buyers have lost control of the NASDAQ. Right, the buyers have lost control of the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. So again, if we do get buyers pushing in and failing badly, guys, that V3 delta there on NASDAQ is absolutely impeccable to go short, please. All right, now that's only if you are a Delta V3 trader. As obviously the volume is up, volatility's up. So the V3 on the NASDAQ today has been very, very easy to trade. You guys, if you didn't get it the first time through, you're waiting for the buyers to push in, fail badly, and then you're looking for the V3 delta. Let's just watch what these guys are up to. Okay, I took my eye off the FDAX for a moment. Again, for the DAX traders, you're looking for a lower low. You're then looking for an entry, guys, at 367, which is 1 point inside the 150 OS, the 150% of the OSR. You want the sellers to sell down, fail first, then come back through and pick up your order. As now, with a volatility of 14, guys, you're looking at a 5 point, risk control point on FDAX, please. Okay, for the Nazi, guys, for those being careful on Nazi, again, wait for the candle to close for the drop of ratio like we did before, guys. FDAX traders, if you are long at 367, guys, if you're long at 367, you're looking for a 372 first target and risk control point. It's just gone to 371. All right, so with the FDAX traders, if you waited for the 150 OSR, guys, if you waited for the 150 OSR, you're long at 367. Guys, we want it to go to 372, all right, 372. Now, if we do go back up, guys, if we do go back up to 4 points worth of profit again, then you could start to reduce your risk if you wanted to. Just let the algorithm do what it's doing. Guys, obviously the sellers are running out of steam badly. Okay, so if you are long on FDAX, guys, your interim target 372. Go on, sweetheart. Off you go, please. 372. Boom. Anybody long, guys, off the 150 OSR after you waited for the lower low, your entry's at 67. Your first target is 372. Well done. Guys, your second target, guys, so no risk, please. No risk on the FDAX. If you're long, guys, you can go for 5s and about 12s, 5s and 12s, or 5s and 25s if you want to try and turn it and send it all the way back up to the lower OSR. which is all the way up here, guys, but please no risk on the trade. So no risk on the FDAX trade. Guys, or if you're being super careful, guys, just go for 5 points on all your contracts. So you're in at 67. Your first target is 7.2. You're out on your first target. You've made money, guys. You can't lose any money on the long range trades. Or if you got sick of today, then just go for short range targets, guys. Just straight to the +5 and you're done. Hey Steve, I hope you're awesome. Hope you're awesome. That one. So we've got people long over the top of the OSR. Obviously, we picked up a stunning Toby. even Toby got his Toby, which is fantastic. So Tobes, you know the difference between a soft pivot and a hard pivot on the FDAX. So we've had a couple of really good reversals this week that have been straight into a hard pivot. The lower OSR is a soft pivot, right? So therefore, you can be a little bit malleable on that one. Okay, NASDAQ at this point in time, if the buyers push up, guys, which they're doing, and they fail at Fibonacci, guys, we are looking at 2 different selling trades. All right, you're looking for a sell underneath the red 76.8 Fibonacci. Guys, we don't want them to go much higher, otherwise the risk will be too much. Okay, that's a double top. We'll take a double top. So there is a trade setting up here, guys, on the NASDAQ. Pre-top, pre-bottom, hard pivots. Pre-top, pre-bottom. OSR, yes. So the pre-top, pre-bottom are hard pivots. Too easy, Caleb. So the pre-top, pre-bottom are hard pivots. The OSR is a soft pivot. In my humble opinion, there might be other people that disagree, but in my humble opinion, that's what I reckon. Now, guys, at this stage, what we've got again off the 150 OSR, we've clearly got a static bar reversal long. The FESX finally agrees. It's basically failing off pivots. If you are going to go long, guys, if you are going to go long on the FDAX, guys, there's valid trades everywhere here, guys. If you are going to go long, what I was looking for is I was looking to try and get you guys filled again down here around the 150 OSR. Right? That's what I'm trying to do. Now, the flip side of that, these buyers are 8 times stronger, guys, 8 times stronger on this candle than they were on the candle before. So highly likely they're going to try and push the market up. In terms of risk control, I'm trying to get you a really, really safe trade. NASDAQ, you've gone too high now. So NASDAQ has gone too high. Guys, again, we want these guys to push up, fail at the 78.6, and then come down and pick us up short under under the fib here. Guys, just here or there. I mean, that's incredible. The flip side of that, we just got to wait for these guys to push up and fail. And again, guys, it may happen in this candle. We're marching very, very quickly towards the end of the session. Guys, I'd suggest the NASDAQ and S&P are buying simply because the unemployment figures are out later on tonight, guys, and they're tipped to be very, very strong. Guys, it's the unemployment claims. They're tipped to be very, very strong, guys. So the US economy is moving very, very quickly in the right direction. It's very quickly in the right direction. Like the US economy will probably outperform almost every other economy in the world. And we're not talking outperform by a little bit. We're talking outperform by a very long way, which obviously very, very good for anyone in the US, anybody doing business with the US. So if I have anybody long on the static bar reversal, guys, if anybody is long on the SBR at 376, if you are long on the SBR, your first target and risk control point is 381. All right, so your risk control point, we're at the risk control point now, guys. So your entry is over the top of the SBR. Low volatility trading, guys, which means our first target is 381, which has just been taken out. Guys, your second target would be up the top of the screen. But again, you have no risk on that second target, please. Oh, Diane, nice work. +5 off the SBR. So finally, guys, we have something to talk about on the FDAX. Now, again, the FDAX has become very easy to trade. Guys, the moment we had agreement between the FESX and the DAX, we had to wait about 50 minutes for that agreement. But we're now starting to push a good rhythm in the market, guys, like we normally get. All right. So at this stage, I've got our webinar on tonight. That's going to start 30 minutes after we finish. It's 30 minutes after we finished. Excuse me. It is on KPIs. I've done, guys, I've spent hours working on these PowerPoints because KPIs are hugely important. Holy moly. Keith, if you are still long, if you're long for 5s and 10s, right, your first target is, your first target is 81, your second target is 86. So we're literally sitting on that. Carlos, absolute pleasure. So you're sitting on that second. Yes, MJ, you are correct. It's very ugly, but this is going to go a lot further, this FTX. It's very ugly. It's very ugly, but it's going to go further. So anybody, guys, anybody that is long, guys, note the FTX loves round numbers, So we've failed at the 150 of the OSR. Guys, we've got this beautiful static bar reversal, stunning ratios, pushed all its targets. All right, so guys, for the FTX traders, we had a difficult start. Then the market started to move with its normal rhythm, and hey presto, we're picking up winning trades. So again, my congratulations to everybody. If you waited, just waited and waited and waited for the lower low and the pivots, or the lower low and the market reversal, then we've picked up some reasonable trades. The trade of the day, guys, the trade of the day is 100% this efficient candle here. That one right there. That is the trade of the day because it punished the market so quick and fun. If you are long, Keith, if you are long on the FTX, on the SBR, guys, trying to hold for a full 25 points. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are trying to get it to go all the way up here. I'd suggest, guys, we've got the FESX turning, we've got the FTX turning. So if you want to try and hold for a 25 pointer, then try and hold as long as you can. That would be the goal. That would be the goal. Try and hold the FTX as long as you can. And MJ, you are 100% correct. It is a very ugly Toby long. It's a very ugly Toby. No offense, Toby. Very ugly Toby. And you're long at 88, please. Okay, well done, Keith. You've done well, mate. So another profitable day, right? So well done all. Now, while talking, guys, while talking about FTX, the NASDAQ has given us another long. Guys, we've got another long, big, efficient, guys, big efficient. Whoopsie, sorry. Big, efficient candle running long. If you are an efficiency trader, obviously, that is a valid trade to the high side. If you enter outside the range of the efficient candle, it's obviously charging. I didn't call it, guys. I was over on the FTX trying to get the FTX traders to go long again. So, guys, it is an ugly Toby. Long at 388. If you want to try and maximize the profit at 388, you want to try and hold that. Nice. You want to try and hold it for up to 15 minutes. And with all that said, guys, I believe we've done okay. Young Christian, guys, is coming in. Let me just make sure guys. I can hear you. Oh, there you are, mate. I can hear you loud and clear. Mate, today, NASDAQ and S&P 500 were by far the easiest to trade at the start. We got 3 really good NASDAQ trades, 2 good S&P trades. Then we got a 4th NASDAQ trade here, which was absolutely lovely. And then the NASDAQ is just charging away, which is brilliant. FTX, FTX took around about 35 to 40 minutes to actually go back into its normal rhythm. And then we picked up 2, 3 very, very simple trades on the FTX very late in the session. What occurred is the FESX and the FTX didn't agree with each other. So we've got to wait for FESX, bottom right-hand corner. Got to wait for these guys to sort themselves out and then start trading. So for the DAX traders, again, made 3 trades, NASDAQ 3 or 4, S&P 2. but again, everything has gone okay except the opening candle FDAX traders. We had, depending on how you trade the climactic reversal, one trader had a loss.
So as
So
expected,
apart from that,
did we have a high volatility in the beginning of the session?
very
Very
yes.
high. Great. I'm happy to
Yeah,
hear that
it's,
you guys have managed it correctly. It's all about managing the market situations, market conditions. So I'm very happy to hear that. As usual, Lachlan, thank you so much for guiding our audience, for guiding the viewers. And as usual, thanks again for having the live stream session. We are gonna be ending it in just 1 minute. The final thoughts from my side is one more time the reminder that we don't have an activation fee futures promotion, meaning that if you buy a futures challenge before 31st of January, you will have no activation fee. You can pass it whenever you want, take your time, no activation fee. It's gonna be waived. So for all futures traders, especially with the guidance of Lachlan, who can help you step on this futures journey and master it, guys, it's a wonderful opportunity for all of you. Thanks again, Lachlan.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yes.
Mate, well, thank you for TDP, Christian. Thank you again, mate. You've done a great job. And guys, I'll see everybody. If you're coming to the KPI webinar, guys, I'll see everybody in the KPI webinar in around 30 minutes. Perfect.
Cool.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks again, guys, for joining. Thank you, Lachlan, for hosting the live trading room. And I wish everyone good luck and a nice day. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.